The world of electric vehicles is changing. It's changing so radically that you hardly recognize the vehicles on the road. One such product is coming from Soriano Motori. It's an electric motorcycle that's unlike anything you've ever seen. Marco Soriano is a founder of this amazing company and these great designs. Welcome, Marco. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
These motorcycles that you've created are beautifully designed. They hearken to a time when it's just so luxurious and so full of great design elements. It's like the Ferrari of motorcycles.
Absolutely. And I'm very flattered when people say this, because one of my biggest idols was always Enzo Ferrari, right? And we're actually manufacturing right next door to him. So it kind of becomes iconic in so many different ways that we are applying the same type of mentality in terms of detail and artisanal work, hand craftsmanship, right, to these bikes. So thanks.
It's interesting to me that the European flair for the motorcycle has become so popular in America. Ducatis are everywhere, and you see a lot of really high-end, very expensive motorcycles in the U.S. where it was just used to be just Harleys.
Yes, right. Well, different approach. I think Harley Davidson, when they started out with their tough guy approach, was resonating with a lot of the people from that generation. Today's generation seems to be a bit different, as you may have imagined. So we're trying to appeal to that as well. And appealing to that comes from design, very artisanal way, so they can understand the details of the lines, the interior of the bike. I think all of that, those elements add so much more value to the client.
Now, I've driven an electric vehicle. In fact, I test drove some of the early Tesla cars, and I found that one of the frustrating parts of driving an electric vehicle is that it had two speeds: stop and go really fast. You had to go all the way down to get, and there was no gearing, and it seemed very unnatural, uncomfortable. You've changed that. You've solved that problem with your motor design. Tell me about that.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the biggest complaints was that, in fact. So what I told our engineers is that we needed to be a traditional motorcycle powered by electricity. Nothing else changed. So we're not a scooter. We're a real motorcycle with real friction, real torque, 5 gears, one to go back in case you need to get out of a bad situation, and so on. So we're adding a lot of technology. And on top of that, we added sound. This is something important because EVs do not have the sound.
Right.
So we added the options to have the silence, to have the revving, if you're really craving for that revving of the engine, but also the sound of the future. And the sound of the future is going to be something along the lines of Star Wars or something of the sort. I think people are going to get a kick.
Oh, that is such a cool idea. I love that idea. And the notion that you've got 5 gears and you've got a reverse gear and you've got this flex engine that's liquid cooled. Where did that idea come from for you?
Well, I think part of it is in the DNA, right? We were engineering engines back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I don't want to take credit for that. But today, when I looked at the history of our legacy, I wanted to do something along those lines. So I told our team during brainstorming, we need to invent an engine that will really make sense. Performance have to be higher, strong torque, but we need to conserve energy because obviously we're using electricity, which is different than gas. So we came up with a dual engine, which helps you ride through the cities, urban areas, or if you have to hit the highway and be able to perform at the velocity and the range that you want.
You're a man of great style. I can see that by looking at you. And of course, style and the upscale market of this motorcycle is really important to the brand that you've created. Tell me a little bit about the family, the club that you've created to kind of wrap the customer around your product.
Great. This is a great story because Soriano is actually a breed of a cat. It's a tabby cat, right? So when you are a cool person, you're a cool cat. So we created the Soriano Club to allow people to be part of everything that we have, right? Hotels, access to events, restaurants, nightclubs, and it's not just the bike itself, but you're a part of a bigger community, part of what the family does globally as a business. And I invite all of our bike owners to be members. If you don't have the time for the bike, then you can still be a member and learn about the history.
So, all right. So are you in production now? When do you expect to see them on the road?
We're homologating right now, which means we need to go through a process to make sure that everything is street legal. That should end in about 30 days. We're going to be doing a virtual tour to everybody around the globe so that they can see the bike virtually at this point by the middle of November. Production will start maybe in December. We'll start delivering to all of our clients worldwide sometime between February, March, and April.
And I hear you're going to have a big party. You're going to have a big party in Rome. Am I invited?
In Rome, no. In Milan, you're invited to that one.
Oh, in Milan. Okay, I got my Italian cities mixed up. Of course, Milan, not too far away is Maranello, where the Ferraris are made. So there you go.
That's correct.
It's a perfect place to have a party. Listen, Marco Soriano, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate that information. And how do you buy a motorcycle? What's the plan?
Very easy. Today, consumption of anything, you have to do it online. So we have a very good platform, very secure. We actually integrated ourselves with Coinbase, which also is accepting cryptocurrencies in case you want to venture into that. But we're having our own platform. You go, you set up a portal, you pick your own bike, design it, tell me exactly how you want it, and then I'll send it door to door to you. Well, it's a very simple process.
Fantastic. And the price range is where? How much do they cost?
You're looking at 3 different models, the low tier. So we have let's say the ABCs, right? The top tier is 32 grand and it goes down to 25 grand. But it's valid to say and keep in mind that you can get rebates and incentives from the state and the federal government in the US for buying an EV. And that can go anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000. So we're gonna inform the client how to do that too after buying our motorcycle clearly so that you can get that money back.
Soriano Motori, the sound look of the future. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Take care.